Hello everyone, and welcome to my GMB24 Update official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Keir Starmer problems Ukraine issues a do or die warning prior to the crisis conference. As European leaders prepare to confront Putin without the US, Starmer promises to double down on the UK's commitment to Ukraine. By chief political analyst David Williamson, prior to the European Leaders Summit, Ukrainian President Zelensky and Marco Giannangeli visit Downing Street. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky with Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer. As he welcomes Volodymyr Zelensky and European leaders to London for an emergency summit, the Prime Minister has said that the world is at a turning point in the fight to defend Ukraine. As he works to prevent support for Ukraine from disintegrating following President Trump's White House altercation with President Zelensky, Sir Keir Starmer urged solidarity with the beleaguered country. In the most recent indication of the close ties between the two nations, the Ukrainian leader is scheduled to meet the king at Sandringham today. As he welcomed Mr. Zelensky to Downing Street last evening, the Prime Minister gave him a hug and assured him that Britain supports Ukraine for as long as it may take, and that he had the full backing across the United Kingdom. "We're at a turning point 3 years after Russia's brutal invasion of Ukraine," said Sir Keir in a statement. "In order to place Ukraine in the best possible position, I will reiterate my unflinching support for it today and intensify my efforts to give it aid, training, and capacity." As the war moves into a crucial phase, Sir Keir and Mr. Zelensky will be joined in Lancaster House today by the leaders of allies including as France, Germany, Italy, Turkey, and Canada. There must be no negotiations about Ukraine without Ukraine, according to Downing Street, and any agreement must bring about a permanent peace that guarantees the nation's ability to defend itself against any future Russian invasion. Sir Keir, who declared last week that the UK would increase its defense budget, will urge European countries to step up as well. Alongside ongoing talks with the United States, we must step up our preparations for the European component of security guarantees in collaboration with our allies, he stated. "We have a chance to unite in order to guarantee a fair and enduring peace in Ukraine that protects their security and sovereignty. To ensure the best outcome for Ukraine, safeguard European security, and secure our shared future, it is imperative that we come together now." After his tense meeting with U.S. President and Vice President J.D. Vance at the White House on Friday, Mr. Zelensky attempted to avoid a rift in U.S.-Ukrainian relations. "American people helped save our people," he wrote on social media. "We sincerely appreciate it. I sincerely hope we will have strong relations with America, as that is what we want." Mr. Zelensky informed Sir Keir that "we count on your support" during their meeting yesterday. "Having such friends and partners makes me really happy," he remarked. The damage created by the public dispute was undeniable, according to former Defense Minister Tobias Ellwood, who called it a good day for Russia and a bad day for America and Europe. "We need to be ready for America to reduce its security interests in Europe," he stated. "A huge opportunity for Britain to once again step forward and lead efforts to bolster Europe's defense architecture," he said, expressing fear that a wider conflict with Russia now looms. "The important thing is that the US and Europe do not now get divided," cautioned Sir Ian Duncan Smith, a former leader of the Conservative Party. "I think Keir Starmer has a huge role to play here because the UK has historically been the glue that's bound NATO together," he said, adding that the leaders of China and Iran want to see NATO emasculated. Penny Mordaunt, the former defense secretary, advocated for an emergency initiative to fortify Europe's defenses. "We need to strengthen President Zelensky's hand and our own if we want to give a fair peace the best chance," she stated. "Rebuilding our collective hard power is necessary for that." In order to fill the gaps in our capabilities, we require an emergency defense preparation program. At the Lancaster House Summit last night, European leaders will hear what Starmer and Macron can tell them about their meeting with Trump that they could not disclose publicly, according to an EU ambassador. The notion of Europe providing a means of supporting any peace agreement with a firm security guarantee to make sure Putin honors his commitment is something that I am sure will be explored, the diplomat continued. According to Justin Crump of the Sibylline Strategic Risk Group, European forces can dissuade Putin. As long as there is the political unity to unite them, Europe's NATO forces are more than a match for Russia, he stated. Imposing a no-fly zone would be a great place to start and a practical approach to show Putin that Europe takes this seriously. Chatham House think tanker Keir Giles emphasized that security assurances must be included in any peace agreement. It is a certainty that Putin will honor a peace deal. It is not a cause for concern, he stated. Since a truce only enables Russia to reassemble his forces in preparation for the inevitable next drive, it is evident that this is not a solution. I think you have to find a way, dear Volodymyr, to restore your relationship with Donald Trump and the American administration, said NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte, who asked Mr. Zelensky to mend his relationship with President Trump. Members of parliament from all parties are urging European nations to take back frozen Russian assets, estimated to be worth £240 billion, and use them to rebuild Ukraine. When questioned about the dispute in the White House, Tory leader Kemi Badenoch stated that it was important to remember the situation that President Zelensky is in. He also added, "Let's do concrete things right now that are going to help Ukraine rather than criticizing them for whether or not they said thank you." Sir Ed Davey, the leader of the Liberal Democrats, demanded that Mr. Zelensky speak to Parliament on Monday. "I'm proud that the UK has been Ukraine's strongest ally from the beginning," he remarked. "We can't give in to Trump's intimidation just yet." Any official request would be taken into consideration in the customary manner, according to a Speaker's Office spokesperson. During a previous visit in February 2023, the Ukrainian leader spoke to both houses in Westminster Hall, an honor that is rarely given to world leaders. Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer has welcomed Volodymyr Zelensky and European leaders to London for an emergency conference, saying the world is at a turning point in the fight to defend Ukraine. As he works to keep support for Ukraine from disintegrating in the aftermath of President Trump's growing spat with President Zelensky, Sir Keir Starmer urged solidarity with the beleaguered country. As a sign of the growing relationship between the UK and Ukraine, the Ukrainian president is. The summit is a pivotal point in the course of the conflict and will take place at Lancaster House. Thanks for watching if you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and don't miss any updates.